In 2015, Coast Guard officer Adrian Loya shocked the nation with a violent act that no one saw coming. What started as a close friendship between him and his colleague, Lisa Trubnikova, turned into something far more dangerous after one night changed everything. On a cold February morning, Loya drove to Lisa's house, armed and ready to carry out a plan he had spent months preparing. As the clock ticked past 2 a.m., gunshots rang out and chaos erupted inside the quiet home. What led him to this point? The details of that night and the events leading up to it reveal a chilling story of betrayal, obsession, and revenge. Adrian Loya was born in Texas in 1984 and grew up there. After finishing high school, he joined the Coast Guard as an IT specialist. His friends often said that Loya was destined to be a soldier, excelling in technical skills and displaying a diligent work ethic. His military career was relatively calm until the arrival of a subordinate, Lisa Trubnikova. Lisa, also from Texas, came from a religious but strict family. She was known for her strong sense of duty, but also had a side she kept hidden. She was a lesbian raised in a conservative religious environment. She kept this part of her life private until she joined the Coast Guard. Shortly after enlisting, she met Anna Trubnikova, a colleague she fell in love with. They planned to get married when the time was right, officially becoming a same-sex couple. For years, the U.S. military followed the "don't ask, don't tell" policy regarding homosexual relationships. The rule meant that while the military didn't openly support LGBTQ+ service members, superior officers were also prohibited from asking about the sexual orientations of their subordinates unless there was concrete evidence. As long as individuals didn't disclose their orientation, they couldn't be exposed or discharged. Due to this policy, Lisa and Anna's relationship remained under wraps from the start. In 2012, Lisa was reassigned by the Coast Guard from California to Kodiak Island, Alaska, a drastically different climate from sunny California. Unfortunately, this move put thousands of miles between Lisa and Anna, making their long-distance relationship challenging. During this time, Lisa found some comfort in the presence of a male superior officer. This superior was Adrian Loya, also from Texas, which helped establish a common ground between Lisa and Loya. Loya's exceptional skills, strong work ethic, and caring attitude toward his team earned Lisa's deep admiration. They became close friends like brother and sister, spending time together watching TV, celebrating holidays, and enjoying shared activities outside of work. However, the dynamic shifted when Lisa's fiancée Anna visited just before Thanksgiving in 2013. During the Thanksgiving dinner, which Lisa had invited Loya to out of friendship, Anna sensed a strange vibe between her partner and Loya. While Lisa and Loya enjoyed the evening, Anna felt increasingly uncomfortable and noticed a subtle connection between the two. After Loya left, Anna voiced her concerns and insisted that Lisa distance herself from him. But Lisa dismissed Anna's request, believing that even married couples needed their own space, especially considering her work relationship with Loya. Despite Anna's discomfort, Lisa continued her close friendship with Loya without telling her partner. This tense triangle remained until Lisa and Anna were legally married. A few months later, Anna had to leave the island for a business trip, leaving Lisa at home one evening, bored and alone. What started as a quiet night escalated when Lisa, perhaps feeling lonely due to Anna's absence or affected by alcohol, began to act flirtatiously toward Loya. Sitting next to him on the couch while watching TV, Lisa eventually attempted to kiss Loya. However, Loya quickly rejected her advances, pushing her away and showing clear disgust. Despite being intoxicated, Lisa remained unaware of Loya's response and stumbled into her bedroom. Concerned after hearing a loud noise, Loya followed and found Lisa sitting on the bed, again making advances. Loya, still a virgin, was horrified by the situation and quickly fled the house, feeling deeply disturbed. At home, Loya was consumed by fear, feeling as though he had been sexually assaulted. This incident, which might have seemed like an awkward drunk encounter to an outsider, was traumatic for him. He believed his innocence had been tarnished, and the lack of acknowledgement from Lisa the next day at work only worsened his feelings. As the days went by, Loya became increasingly upset. Lisa acted as if nothing had happened, showing no remorse or apology. For Loya, this incident became an insurmountable issue. He experienced severe insomnia, nausea, and intense anxiety. After a month of emotional turmoil and no explanation from Lisa, Loya reached his breaking point. He sent Lisa a 26-page accusatory email expressing the damage she had caused and demanding an explanation. To his surprise, Lisa did not respond. Enraged, Loya forwarded the email to Anna. Anna's reaction was far from calm. She confronted Lisa in a heated argument and then responded to Loya's email, urging him to stay away from her wife and expressing her desire to cut him out of their lives. Provoked by Anna's response, Loya decided to take drastic action. He forwarded the email to the Coast Guard headquarters, reporting Lisa and Anna's same-sex marriage as well as the alleged assault incident. Headquarters found themselves dealing with an unprecedented situation. They concluded that Loya, as Lisa's direct superior, should have maintained a more professional distance from his subordinate. Both Lisa and Anna received reprimands for their same-sex marriage. To resolve the matter quickly, Loya was reassigned to a Coast Guard base in Portsmouth, Virginia, while Lisa and Anna were sent to a base in Massachusetts. Ironically, Lisa and Anna found a silver lining in this outcome. They no longer had to endure a long-distance relationship and could finally live together. While the Coast Guard saw this as a satisfactory resolution, Loya was left feeling completely disheartened by the entire ordeal. The Coast Guard's unjust treatment left Loya deeply dissatisfied. While facing disciplinary actions, the real perpetrator seemed to come out ahead. Loya felt compelled to seek justice. The disciplinary letter became a permanent stain on his record following him to his new base. This punishment was a dark mark on his life. To make matters worse, his new superior found the whole situation absurd. A military officer accusing a married subordinate of trying to assault him? Ridiculous. Loya was ridiculed multiple times by his superior, deepening his sense of injustice. The incident brought him overwhelming shame, threatening a once promising career. In Loya's mind, he was the true victim. The most terrifying and unfortunate event of his life was meeting the woman who tried to kiss him. Everything he had suffered was her fault. Determined to set things right, Loya resolved to make her pay for her actions. A plan began to take shape in Loya's mind, a mission he dubbed Loya's Oath. He spent hours each day meticulously drafting a 250-page revenge plan against Lisa, detailing their relationship, the alleged sexual assault, the humiliations he endured, and his plan for retribution. The ultimate goal? To kill Lisa and then take his own life to escape it all. Each chapter was carefully constructed, with the final section titled Purple Rebellion Action, describing in chilling detail 13 steps for Lisa's murder. Loya grew increasingly obsessed with his revenge plot. In October 2014, he drove 10 hours from Virginia to Massachusetts to rehearse the plan and scope out Lisa and Anna's home. He scouted the area for potential police encounters, searching for tactical advantages. Loya even installed cameras near Lisa's house, recording hours of footage that captured the couple's daily routine. Everything was in place. All that remained was for Loya to begin his war. February 5, 2015, was Loya's 31st birthday, a day he had marked for this special mission. On the fateful day, he drove to Lisa's house in Massachusetts. Under the cover of night, he set up cameras to confirm that Lisa and Anna were home, ensuring everything seemed normal. Then he waited in his car until 2 a.m. First, he planted fake explosives on the road outside the house to deter police intervention. Then, he set his car on fire to create a diversion and blasted the soundtrack from his favorite movie, Star Wars, through loudspeakers outside the vehicle. With these distractions in place, Loya donned black tactical gear, including a mask, and armed himself with 4 guns, a knife, and 2 sets of handcuffs. To document his actions, he wore a portable camera. Amid the loud music, Loya broke into Lisa's house. After 2 shots at the door, he burst in and headed upstairs. Moments later, gunfire erupted, followed by silence. Although nearby police patrols responded quickly, they were delayed by the burning car and perceived explosives, arriving 35 minutes late. When they finally entered the house, they found no sign of the shooter. In the bedroom, they discovered Lisa's lifeless body on the floor and Anna barely clinging to life. According to Anna's later account, after Loya stormed into the room, he began firing wildly. Both women, trained in military tactics, tried to shield themselves with a mattress while Lisa attempted to call 911. However, the mattress couldn't withstand Loya's relentless attack. Lisa died from 11 gunshot wounds, and Anna was hit 4 times in the arms, thighs, and chest. After completing his mission, Loya fled the scene. In her final moments, Anna, still conscious, saw Lisa holding a phone already connected to emergency services. Summoning her last bit of strength, Anna took the phone and explained the situation to the police. Meanwhile, outside the house, chaos ensued as Loya, now in a strategic position, continued firing at the approaching officers. His burning car ignited several police vehicles, intensifying the scene. By this time, heavily armed SWAT teams arrived to contain the situation. Loya attempted to escape in the confusion, but the police had already sealed the area. With no way out, he was forced to surrender. Once the area was secured, paramedics were finally able to enter the house and provide aid. Despite their efforts, Lisa could not be saved, but Anna survived after extensive medical treatment. A police officer shot by Loya also survived, though he was left with a permanent disability from a bullet lodged in his spine. Following his arrest, Loya remained intoxicated by the spectacle he had orchestrated. During police interrogations, he expressed pride and satisfaction, believing his revenge had been a success. In his mind, this act had redeemed him from the humiliation he had endured over the past 2 years. Loya's trial began in August 2015. He faced 30 charges, a shocking reality for someone with no prior criminal record or history of misconduct. During the trial, Loya pleaded not guilty. His defense argued that he suffered from a mental disorder that impaired his judgment, a claim supported by most mental health experts. However, they agreed that his condition did not absolve him of responsibility for his actions. For 2 years, the case revolved around Loya's mental health issues. It wasn't until 2017 that a grand jury reached a decision. After 2 weeks of intense testimony and 3 days of deliberation, the jury unanimously found Loya guilty of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life without parole, along with additional sentences for weapons, assault, and burglary charges. In March 2019, Loya's defense attorney appealed to the Massachusetts Superior Court to overturn the previous verdict. They argued that Loya had been sexually harassed by the victim and had never received an apology, which was a major factor in his plan for revenge. Additionally, they claimed that Loya's actions, including setting the car on fire and planting fake explosives, were not intended to hinder the victim's rescue, but to provoke a police shootout that would lead to his own death, factors not considered by the original jury. It became clear that the defense had abandoned its earlier strategy of claiming innocence and was now seeking to reduce Loya's culpability. However, the Superior Court judge ultimately rejected their request. Reading this, you might find Loya's actions completely irrational. Was his extreme reaction really necessary just because a woman touched him? Could such an act of furious revenge ever be justified? The case has sparked significant debate. The focus is not just on the incident itself, but on its underlying cause. Some argue that Loya's intense reaction stemmed from his aversion to homosexuality. In his mind, Lisa was an impure woman, and being touched by her triggered a powerful response. However, many disagree. They argue that if Loya truly disliked Lisa, they could never have developed a close friendship. Others believe Loya simply wanted an apology. Perhaps that night, Lisa was too intoxicated to remember what happened or thought it was a trivial matter and didn't take it seriously. Lisa's dismissal of the incident enraged Loya, pushing him to the edge, step by step. Some even hold Lisa partially responsible for what happened. But regardless of right or wrong, it doesn't change the fact that Loya committed murder, and he must face the consequences. Thanks for tuning in to Unreal True Crime. If you're intrigued by mysteries from around the world, check out our new channel, Latin Crimes, where we dive into the gripping true crime stories of Latin America. Don't miss out. Subscribe now for more thrilling investigations.